Hi, Dawn, back again. I know it's been a while. It's been kind of crazy around here because we're actually in the process of getting ready to move into a new house. So, been busier than a one-armed paper hanger in the wind. And in Wyoming, you know that's really busy. So, today I'm going to do another one having to do with laundry. Now, I actually make my own laundry soap and fabric softener, and it's worked out really well. The laundry soap actually lasts a really long time. And the fabric softener works really well. And you know, sometimes there's a musty odor your washing machine can get sometimes. When you use the fabric softener, that actually goes away. So it's got a dual purpose. And it's really inexpensive to make. Really fast. So let's do the fabric softener first. It might get a little noisy while we're running water, but I like to have hot water when I'm making this because it makes things blend a little better. So you get a jug that you can put your fabric softener in. It could even be an old fabric softener bottle you have. In this case, mine's from Juice. So, but it actually holds quite a bit, 3 quarts. I have a whisk so I can blend it a little better. And then I get about a 4-cup measuring cup, which works really good for me. So the ingredients for this, besides water, is white vinegar. You can just get the inexpensive bottle of white vinegar. You know, you're not using all of this right away. And then get whatever scent you like of conditioner. This is Suave Ocean Breeze. It's kind of nice because it's not floral, so my husband can wear it without smelling like a girl. And you're going to use 1 cup of conditioner, 2 cups of vinegar, and 3 cups of water. I'll post the recipe in the bottom so that you can look it up later, but it's really easy, 1, 2, 3. And I actually got this from somewhere else, but it's tried and tested, so I use it. Now the first thing I want to do while my water's getting hot is pour, since we have to have the 2 cups of vinegar, I pour 2 cups of vinegar in my measuring cup first, because the conditioner is really thick and this will make it a little bit easier to blend. So 2 cups of vinegar, and you might think, well, that's just going to make my laundry smell gross. It's going to smell like vinegar, it'll stink, but it doesn't. You don't smell the vinegar at all. And it helps to clean out your washer when you're using it, and it doesn't take a lot. So then after I add the 2 cups of vinegar to my measuring cup, I'm going to add, so it goes up to 3 on my measuring cup. So I'm adding a cup of conditioner. Okay, that's ready when I get there. Sorry, I getting to the end of that when it was getting a little bit noisy. So 1 cup of that. Once I have the vinegar and the conditioner mixed in here, then I take my whisk, well, add it into the mixing cup. I take my whisk and I just mix it really well. Make sure I get the edges, or it might have splashed or something. Now see how well that's all mixed in there? It's already starting to look like fabric softener. You get that all like that. When it's all mixed really well, then you take your container and you pour the vinegar and conditioner in your container. Now, we have the 1 cup of conditioner, 2 cups of vinegar. Now we're going to get the 3 cups of water. Like I said, hot water. Almost. Sometimes the bubbles can be a little bit of an optical illusion there. Okay, so once I get the hot water in the measuring cup, I use my whisk just to make sure I've got any extras that might have been sticking at the bottom of the measuring cup, because you want all of it. And then you pour the water in with the other two ingredients. Now when you get done with this, you're not going to shake this all up really hard. Otherwise you'll have bubbles that will never go away. So when we get done pouring the water in, put your cap on it, and then lightly move it back and forth just to make sure that it's all mixed together. You don't want to shake it really hard because that's when all the bubbles start. And you're done. That's all there is to it. 1, 2, 3. So we got that done. Set that aside for now. Now the next thing I'm going to make is the laundry soap. And that's not a hard thing. And in this case, the laundry soap is not liquid. So you don't even need your stove and water and everything else for this. It works pretty good. You could turn it into a liquid if you want. It's just a bit, one more step, and with as much powder as you're making, it might take you a little bit, and a great big stock pot to put it in and everything else. So what I use, this is actually a bucket that I got from a bakery. It used to have maple icing in it. It's been washed out so that I can put all my soap into here, and it's got a lid so that it's contained and it's not in an open container, so it stays nice and clean. Now I do have this, which is from my Oxy Clean, one of the big things of Oxy Clean that I used in one of my laundry things. And this is just to scoop it into the container I keep up by my washer, because this great big bucket's too big to keep pulling down from my shelf every time I need to use soap. And the way my laundry room is, it's easier to put the soaps and conditioners up on the shelf above the washer. So I saved this container, and I actually had a smaller scoop from a smaller container of Oxy Clean. And this is about the right size for your loads. Most people don't get really, really dirty. Now, if you do get really dirty, you can use this much, and that's fine. But that's like if you have really dirty things, or remember when I talked about, on my last video for laundry, I talked about greasers? This is when you'd use that much soap. If you've been working out in your garden a bunch and it's a muddy day or something and you've got mud all over your clothes, or your kids have mud all over their clothes, you can use more soap. This is a high efficiency friendly recipe for soap, but like I said, it doesn't take a lot. Most loads can make do with one of these scoopers or half of one of these, and that's plenty. So this laundry lasts for a really long time, so it makes it very budget friendly. So when you go to get your soap, you're actually going to get Borax, and it's this 4-pound box of Borax. I use a big container of Oxy Clean. You could also get the half size of this one. It'll work just fine, but I like the bigger one to add that in. Then you also get big box of baking soda. This is on the laundry aisle. Obviously the smaller ones are over in the baking aisle. And yes, this is the same stuff that you use in your kitchen. It's just the value size. It's huge. But if you're using it for cleaning, you can use this for making a paste to brush your teeth. You can use this, as I told you before, for stripping the chemicals out of your hair. You don't need a lot for that. You can use it when you're cleaning. You can use it in your laundry. You can use it in baking. It's inexpensive and it does so many things. So you get that. And then the Arm & Hammer Laundry Booster. And this is washing soda. It's a little bit different than this. Use this in your kitchen. Use this in the laundry. You can use this in your laundry too, obviously. We're putting it together. But you're getting both of these things. So, Arm & Hammer washing soda. Arm & Hammer baking soda. Borax. Oxy Clean. And then the last thing would be soap. Bars of soap. Now there's two different types that you can get. One is Zote, and that comes in white or pink. And one is Fels Naptha. Either one, they're interchangeable. I use one or the other. It just depends on what they have available at the store. They happen to have these both when I went. Now I'm not going to combine these. I'm actually using this right now. But I wanted to get this so you could see, because I've also used this. Now, these soaps, you don't just throw it in whole. You have to grind it up. I know this looks like cheese, doesn't it? Do not let your little ones near this because they'll think it's cheese. I warned my husband. The cheese stuff in the grater, that's not cheese. Don't eat that. It's soap. So this is what ground up Fels Naptha looks like. Looks like yellow cheese. This just looks like pink cheese. Obviously not cheese. So you can get confused. If you don't want someone to get confused, you might want to get the pink Zote. Because the white Zote would probably look like mozzarella cheese. Still not a good thing. So when you grind up your soap, you're going to grind up 2 bars of soap. And this one's been sitting for several days, so it's kind of dried out. Zote has more moisture in it than Fels Naptha. So it doesn't take the Fels Naptha as long to dry out as the Zote does. And you want to dry it so that it doesn't make little laundry soap balls in your laundry soap. I mean, you can break them up. It's not a big deal. But it just makes it easier if it's loose. So if you put the soap in dry, then you don't get the little laundry soap balls in your laundry soap. So, grind up 2 bars of soap. Add in each of the other boxes, and I do like half a box, half a box, half a box. Now mind you, that when you start pouring this stuff, you're going to end up with a little bit of a cloud. So you might want to put a little bit of a mask on, and we've got those all over the place nowadays. Sometimes I just pull my shirt up over my face just to help keep the dust out of my lungs, because this is not something you want to breathe in. And you don't want to do it where it's down with your kids. Do it while they're down for a nap or out playing. Because that's just not, it's not a good thing to breathe in. So add this all together. I get a big spoon and I put half in and I stir it. And then, oh, I forgot one more ingredient. This is an optional. The crystals, Purex Crystals, is optional. And you can get the smaller container or this large container. It just helps the laundry smell a little better. But like I said, this part is optional. The other stuff is not, but this part is optional. So you add in half of all these ingredients, stir it up, add in the other half and stir it up, and it should blend really well. And then when you've added everything together, your Oxy Clean container should be empty. You can now fill it with your soap and use the scooper in it for your laundry, so you don't have to carry the big bucket around. And that way, and I usually just put the bucket away in a cubby somewhere, and then when I need to refill my soap, I just pull it out, scoop a bunch of soap in my container, and put my container back up over the washer, and put my bucket back in its cubby. For my husband and I, it seems like we can go about 6 months, and it does all our laundry beautifully. and I've noticed that my whites are whiter, and the clothes smell really good, and it costs, depending on where you're at, in the neighborhood of $22 to $25, $26 for all the ingredients. But when you think about how much laundry soap is, that's really not that bad for 6 months of laundry soap. I couldn't tell you how many loads it does, but it does a lot. Because by the time I get done filling this bucket, it's about up to here with laundry soap. And this is a 5-gallon bucket, 4 or 5 gallon bucket. So it makes quite a bit of laundry soap, and like I said, lasts about 6 months. So if you like my video, if it's helping you out, just click subscribe at the bottom, and I really appreciate it. And I will work on getting another video on here soon. I know that there's been some questions asked about some other laundry stuff, and I will work on answering those questions on my next video. Thanks for joining me, and this is Oma D. I'll talk to you later.